Folks, it's time for game number 2 between Naniwa and the STC. Naniwa up 1-0 after a very successful Immortal Sentry push, coming at it from a strong angle. And this next map is going to be Belshir Vestige.
Yeah, so interesting map choice, maybe in favor still of Naniwa's mid to late game. But yeah, that last game, unfortunately, those rocks were also killed really fast. Like, usually you have a good few 30 seconds to watch that rocks, and it just went down in like 5.
Yeah, it's those Immortals, man. They got that mad DPS versus the rocks, makes them really good against bunkers, makes them really good against those rocks, and helps you if you know, if there is a timing involved, if you do need to get through those rocks in order to get through and just kill your opponent. And that is what we saw.
Yeah, so going into the next game right now. It's going to be loaded up soon, waiting for the countdown. There we go.
Countdown begins. 10 seconds between us and the start of this game. Now, Belshir Vestige, you know, in terms of the map vetoes, I'm just going to check again here exactly how it works. The higher seeded player would have chosen either A or B, and then the player A chooses the game the second map is on. So it's kind of hard to speculate exactly who chose what, but since we can't speculate on that, we'll just go ahead and announce these players spawning into the lower right position. The Red Protoss player for Alliance and a Foreigner Hope, he is Naniwa.
And in the upper left, currently down 0-1, it's going to be Complexities of the STC.
Down 0-1, and of course that means there's only one game from elimination. This is losers round 8, and of course in a double elimination bracket that means you only have one more chance. Everybody gets a second chance, but that's it. Only 1 second chance, and then you're kind of gone, at least until the next MLG.
Yeah, and MLG, I think it has 4 per season is now what's going to go on, or not per season, but rather per year, 1 per season, I guess that would be.
Yep, spring, winter, summer, fall. It works out very nicely.
It does, doesn't it? Well, it's going to be MLG Spring Championships, of course, in Anaheim, California. Of course, we're not there, but that would be lovely to go there. I'm sure it's like 104 degrees. That's okay, though.
Yep, probably air-conditioned inside the center, of course. Unfortunately, it's about as far away from me as anything in the United States can be. That being said, I would still go there, you know, if I could. But I'm very happy to be bringing these games from the comfort of my own home, and just being able to witness them firsthand is really awesome. We're going to see just a standard gateway opening here from Naniwa, and looking pretty normal for the STC as well. Now, we did not see a Reaper from the STC last game. He went CC first, and then he went third CC at 5 minutes. However, that could change here on Belshir Vestige. In fact, it already has.
Yeah, getting that earlier gas, skipping that one SCV just to get it just a little bit earlier, probably going to be a Reaper. Could go up to Hellions as well. Something that we see more and more in TVP is Hellion openers. Once again, Protoss Naniwa going to go ahead and put that pylon on the low ground behind the mineral lines for that lower ground warp in, and putting 2 guys in each gas going up to that quick Mothership core build.
Yep, going to use that to just hold the Nexus. Does only have 1 guy in the other gas, so Naniwa very particular about his timings.
Yes, he is. Getting a Zealot first. Looks like he doesn't want to try any shenanigans with that eBay block, and as he is looking for it, does not decide to go for it. Of course, I believe he was the person that we saw do it, well, maybe not, against Puck.
Against Puck? Remember. Actually, was it this? Who did Puck play? Puck played a Terran earlier on the stream today.
Yeah.
There's just been a lot of games. I can't remember exactly who it was. Wait. Yeah, it was the STC. Confirmed. Okay. I remembered. And yeah, STC, a known eBay blocker.
Yes, but he's not going to get it down here. Naniwa does get that Nexus down. They're going to fight a little bit. Probe does one of some good micros, so this will just go back in there and scout a little bit more. Reaper is also on the way, followed by a reactor in the barracks as well as that CC. So just economizing up. Mothership core is out. Could go after that Reaper. Actually misses it for a few seconds. A probe could go down here.
Yep, it's kind of fleeing in the direction that the Reaper's going to run, so you got to be very careful about which way you pull that probe. But we did see Nani cancel that Zealot, incidentally, in an attempt to get the Nexus down a little bit faster. Would have been disastrous if the eBay, well, not disastrous, but it would have been, you know, really bad, awkward if the eBay did get down. You cancel that Zealot, you're like, yeah, I'm going to get the Nexus down, and then just an eBay gets put down. We do see Naniwa chrono boosting out a second Stalker, though. So he's either looking to pressure with that Mothership core and Stalkers, or he's worried about Reapers. I'm feeling like it's the former.
Yeah, that Mothership Core was going straight for the main base. In fact, the SC was kind of playing on with the Reaper underneath it, trying to see if it can get some shots off. Did not. Early Forge going down. I've been seeing this more and more additionally in TvP because of these Hellbat drops and Widowmine drops. Of course, you can get that cannon up very, very fast and a very good defense against it. Plus, you get that +1 faster as well.
Yeah, and having the security in that defense is going to let you poke out and prod a little bit more. The Mothership Core going to be sent out now for that scouting. 3 Marines here to deal with it. They will be able to chase her away and pretty much deny any scouting here for Naniwa. He hasn't scouted at all except with this Mothership Core, so he has no idea what's going on inside the base. Only thing he can confirm is a command center.
Yeah, and that's really important because the armory is going down behind the mineral line, the usual spot, really. No observer is going to be out in the way at all, so these Hellbat drops are probably going to be a surprise unless he can somehow get in there with a sneaky probe or something like that. Stalkers are out in the field. It looks like he's trying to chase down the Mothership Core. Will be caught by the Stalker, and with good micro, he's going to be able to take down these Marines.
Yeah, especially if you can get a time warp on there. The Mothership Core hauling as much as she can with her 1.88 move speed. The Widowmine here got to be very careful about that. He's going to lose a Stalker.
Yeah, Stalker does go down. Could have gotten the Mothership Core. I believe they one-shot Mothership Cores too, don't they?
No, Mothership Core will survive. I think it does
okay.
140.
Yeah, that's right, it
yeah.
does. So, takes down a Stalker anyways, that's also a really nice catch, and the Mothership Core needs to be a little bit careful against these Marines, but with a good Stalker control, yet again, he's going to be able to push those back. Not a big deal going from either player. Stim has started as well as those Hellbats and Marauders, so might be going into a Marauder Hellbat composition, which is becoming more and more popular lately.
Yeah, Hellbat Marauder really good in PvT nowadays, or TvP, I should say. Especially depending, well, it looks like an SCV is trapped behind the armory there. If you invest in that +1 plating for the Hellbats, it's really good because most late game PvT revolves around Templar getting mixed in because most people will start with Colossus and really heavy Zealots. And Hellbats with the absorb Storm very nicely, and of course they deal with Zealots very well as well. So. I'd be interested to see if we do see that +1 plating go down for the STC, but Naniwa does spot this drop coming out.
Yeah, and I think with the reactor on the factory is going to determine those are going to be Hellbat drops. Has not yet seen the armory, but it's a good assumption. Already has cannons in those mains per the earlier Forge, as well as getting that +1 armor going into Zealot speed as well. So definitely going to be very Zealot heavy. The Hellbats will do well against those, even in big engagements later on in the game. Robo also going down here.
Yeah, Robo, a bit later here, Naniwa choosing to spend his gas, of course, ideally on the Twilight Council tech path. We have the Hellbat drop going into the main right now. Oh, the probe's trying to getting trapped by the cannon, but Naniwa quick to reverse them. So far, only 2 workers killed by this Hellbat drop. Did the medevac get taken out that quickly?
Yeah, the Mothership Core cannon plus the actual cannon did take that out very, very quickly. So very nicely held by Nani.
Yeah, however, this Widowmine actually has 3 kills, and I believe those are all Stalkers over in the natural, because Naniwa did warp in 3 Stalkers to deal with it, and they don't appear to be here anymore. So that is that's interesting. Naniwa kind of forced into this Robo, and that's the weakness of going with a Twilight Council play. This single Widowmine in your natural is containing you.
That's an interesting way to put it. It's once again locked and loaded, so if the sentry happens to go by, that'll be devastating for his sentry count. Pylon going down at the 3rd. Looks like he's going to take a relatively early 3rd. Of course, we saw Deer go for a proxy at the 3rd, which it's not a proxy, but it's hidden. Anyways, for the DT. I don't think it's going to be with that probe just positioning, and almost 400 minerals already in the bank for him.
Yeah, Naniwa looking to take that 3rd, and now that the Robo is finished with the Observer out, needs to kill the Widowmine. Doesn't actually have any units that outrange it, though, so needs to warp in a Stalker, unless he wants to take the shot with the Mothership Core, which I believe it will kill it. No, it should just have 10 HP. There he goes. It's done, bro. He's like, I got you now. A Widowmine does go down.
It does. It did its job, though, I suppose. Killed a lot while it was there, and it was only 1 Widowmine. It's not a huge investment at all. +1/+1 coming down for the STC. +2 armor just about to finish for Naniwa, so he's going to have a very good armor upgrade for those Zealots. The Hellbats do spot the early-ish 3rd, so we should know, should I put on more pressure or should I get that 3rd? And he's getting that 3rd immediately right now.
Yep, and just going to kind of macro behind this as opposed to be really aggressive. Naniwa immediately warped in an Archon as soon as his first 2 Templar got there. He didn't really see any indication of aggression, so I think it was possibly a way to deal with Hellbat drops, some kind of anti-air without dumping his gas into Stalkers. But he did start Storm right away, so he's not looking for a Zealot Archon push or anything like that.
Yeah, he's up to 7 gateways, so nice production on 3 bases while still chronoing out that +1 weapons. Okay, so not going straight up to +3 armor, though that's definitely a possibility. No blink as of yet. Of course, he's not going into Robo Facility quite yet, or Robotics Bay, whatever, Brood Wars, just whatever. Just now putting it down, though, so definitely going to be transitioning into that at a later time.
Yep, just going to start mixing the Colossus in, but the STC on the right path with a Ghost Academy just about finishing up here, ready to counter the Storm Tech. Naniwa does have a Warp Prism out on the left side of the map. Looks like he is going to warp in a few Zealots for harassment purposes, and probably looking to time that with when the STC moves out, which, you know, normally would have been about 2 minutes ago, but not looking for a medevac push timing, apparently, for the Terran.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It should come earlier. You should just be pushing out, at least testing the waters at the front, especially after seeing that early third, trying to really tax Naniwa's positioning and trying to defend it, because that is one of the weaknesses of Belshir Prestige, is keeping this third against the relentless aggression of Terran. But this Hellbat drop should do some damage. No cannon in the main. There can be a warp in, but it can get at least 3 kills, probably a few more. Nope. Nice reaction time by Naniwa.
Yep, the Hellbat drop at the third, not going to do too much. The Hellbat drop in the main, got a few more kills, up to 6 workers now. But the Zealot's going to come to clean this up, taking heavy damage from those Hellbats. But looks like the medevac getting taken down too, which is very nice by that Archon. And the Zealot warp in.
Yeah, in the main there's Zealot warp, and it does morph into that warp mode or whatever it is called, so there's going to be more havoc going in. Luckily, his army wasn't too out of position, so they're just going to run back. Not too many SCV kills. Oh, 12. That's actually a nice number. Zealots at this point, not the most free things in the world, but at least there were only minerals, rather. Warpism does go down too. He would have loved to save that.
Yeah, keeping that alive it's a big deal, because STC knows it's dead, so he knows they doesn't have to worry about harassment for a little bit. That's going to free him up to be aggressive on his own. We do have 4 Zealots trekking it over on the right side. No Warp Prism, doesn't matter. These guys have charge boots. They are definitely going to be able to make it across the map pretty quickly, and they might bypass the army as it moves out. This is a great timing for Naniwa.
What is this, League of Legends with boots? Marine does not quite spot the Zealots. It does probably see a glimpse of it. Needs to pull back at least a few units. Pulls back his entire army. So Naniwa doing a good job of just delaying any types of push from the STC. Now Ghost will also be out. The upgrades are definitely in favor of Naniwa so far, with 1-3 on the way, as opposed to just the 2-2 from STC, only about halfway done. Extend out their lance also almost done. So the STC, he has Ghost, but now he's going to need Vikings to deal with both techs.
Yeah, this is the dangerous thing when you don't go for that medevac pressure. You are just letting the Protoss be very greedy, getting double Forge upgrades, getting Storm and Colossi. It looks like STC wanted to substitute the standard aggression with just kind of a bunch of Hellbat drops, but they didn't do a lot. Somehow, even though STC has been Hellbat dropping, Naniwa has killed 17 workers, STC has killed 6, and he's lost 2 medevacs and 4 Hellbats for it, so it's not a very good trade. And he's going to have extended Thermal Lance, 3 Colossi by the time this push gets there, and a bunch of Storms to deal with, and I don't see it going well.
I don't either. He needs some Vikings, you know, preferably up to 12 at this point, much less none. Cloak will come into play here, it seems, although not immediately. A drop, a Hellbat drop, once again in the natural, but a nice reaction again. Only 3 more probes going down, trying to distract Naniwa back up to the natural. Does not work. Scans ahead, sees a huge army, decides, no, I'm not going to fight that, and just backs off and waits a little more. Oh, a nice storm, though.
Yeah, and the Viking production starting immediately as soon as he saw those Colossi, of course, realizing that he's just a little bit behind in tech, does not want to engage until they can deal with that. Generally want at least 3 or 4 Vikings per Colossus. The engagement could be coming up. The Ghost is going to snipe the Templar right away. 2 feedbacks do go down, but 2 Templar go down as well, and I don't think there's any more Storms left in this army. It's just going to be pure Colossi, but no Vikings. Still pretty good for Naniwa.
Yeah, the EMPs could blanket all these Zealots. They do get some nice EMPs, but not the best. The nice force fields also go down. Naniwa very good at those force fields. The Colossus are really doing the damage here, along with those Archons, of course. He does pull back, you know, just playing it really, really safe. And some High Templars should be around here somewhere. No, he's actually totally, you know, just forgotten about any backup High Templars.
Yeah, just going in for pure Zealot here. Not a lot of gas invested in those High Templars. Looks like we'll be able to clean up the forces of the STC here. Not a lot of anti-air to deal with the Vikings, though. Generally want to spend some gas on Stalkers. Not quite going to be able to take out that Colossus. So that's 4 standing Colossus with 2 Vikings on the map, and not any more in the production tab at the moment. Actually, STC remaking medevacs right now. We do have few units over on the third for Naniwa getting cleaned up. The medevac here going to get picked off too. This is going to be a very dangerous push.
Yes, it is. Really, Naniwa sees an opportunity, sees the lack of tech to counter his own. Really, the Viking count is the big story here. And unfortunately, he also lost most of all his high gas units. So not only the Vikings, but also most of his medevacs. And, a bunch of ghosts went down for free towards the end of that battle. So Naniwa definitely in the right to push here.
Yeah, it's something he definitely wants to do. One thing he is missing with this push is the Mothership Core, so he won't be able to recall if things do tend to go awry. But with this many Colossi, things do kind of go right. However, the really Marauder-heavy composition of the STC is able to deal with this pretty well. And once the Zealots charge in, the Hellbat mixed in there should do very well. But before that, Naniwa at least going to get a lot of SCV kills.
Yeah, I'm surprised the SCV didn't already pack up that third base while seeing this attack happening, but he does push Naniwa back. Naniwa pretty happy with just lifting that third so far, warping in a lot more Archons here. About 7, I think, going to be up and running. That's going to be quite a terrifying number.
That's so smart against Hellbats and Marauders. Archons just take damage like nobody's business. They'll be able to soak up a lot of that. However, you don't have to worry about the EMPs. Not a lot of ghosts here, though. As you said, a lot of them died in that earlier battle. Colossi dealing a lot of damage from behind. But without a huge buffer, this is a pretty good angle for the STC. Viking getting free shots and Naniwa kind of having to curve into the battle.
Yeah, he's going to retreat once again, so the STC, despite being very low on tech units, is really doing a good job of pushing him back. The third might be a little too hopeful, though. Not going to get that up and running. I don't know why he's trying. It could even go down if he doesn't lift it.
Does not lift it up quickly enough. The third CC is down, and now it looks like the army could be suffering the same fate. The STC down to 100 army supply as the Zealots roll into everything. There's no room to kite here. The upgrade's too good for Naniwa and the Colossi, pretty much going uncontested. GG, and Naniwa sweeps the STC with a 2-0.
Yeah, rather convincing 2-0, really. I mean, the early game kind of catching almost a build order win, but that second game just some very strong macro, and Naniwa just riding the wave through the losers bracket, and that is unfortunately the STC's last game in MLG.
Yep, he did go far, but all it takes is 2 losses, and you do just get knocked out of the bracket. But, congratulations to Naniwa. A foreigner will be advancing. Naniwa actually going to go up against Jaedong in this next match. That is a rematch that I very much want to see. I believe it's set to be... that might actually be broadcasted tonight. I'm actually not sure. I think so.
No, I believe there's only one more game going on mainstream. It was not that one.
All right, so we do have Naniwa versus Jaedong to look forward to among many other amazing games tomorrow, but this will be the last stream, or the last game for our stream tonight, guys. We really do appreciate you coming on, viewing. Hope you really enjoyed the games and the casting here on Community Stream C. We will not be live tomorrow. It's going to be all main stage, but that just means more excellent production for you guys. Before we do let you go, though, we do want to give some shout-outs, say our goodbyes, because it's been a great weekend. Zombie, why don't you go ahead and start us off?
Oh, I'll do the honors. You can follow me on Twitter at ZG Gaming, as well as YouTube and Twitch/ZombieGrub. Thanks, Okro. I cast for the URTL as well as Clarity and some lag gaming qualifiers lately, and I do a lot of that with Word, by the way, so you'll catch both of us, really.
Yeah, Zombie and I both do the Clarity Gaming Showcase as Clarity casters, and we do cast the URTL, usually not on the same team, but bring lots of games from there as well, and there's some good teams in there, so I definitely recommend checking that out once MLG has finished for the weekend. You can find me on Twitter at CWordcast, which, Curran has been awesome enough to link in chat throughout the whole time. Really appreciate the followers of Game this weekend. Hope you guys enjoyed the casting. You can find me on Twitch. It's going to be Word5, and... I guess that's pretty much all my shout-outs, except check out claritygaming.com for more Clarity content. And, of course, Vex has been our streamer, producer, and caster all this weekend, doing a lot of hard work. So, Vex, who do you want to give those shout-outs to?
First, I got to start off with Vancouver StarCraft. They are the people that really got me into StarCraft. They were my first team, and hopefully they will be my forever team. I hope I can go really far with them. Second of all, to you guys. You guys were absolutely fantastic co-casters for 2 days. We have done 13 hours of casting today. That is one hell of a trip for a day. My computer has a fan propped up against it on high, and it is still roasting at 70 Celsius, but it survived if I add up all the frames we encoded, over 3 million frames of Flash were encoded today.
That is an interesting way of putting that. That's just kind of a mind-numbing number. And yeah, 13 hours straight of casting. And honestly, I feel as energized as I did just when we began. Maybe a little bit tired. I did sneak a yawn in there when you guys weren't looking. But I'm looking forward to these next games tomorrow. I'm looking forward to relaxing on Championship Sunday for the MLG Spring Championship 2013. I guess we're just going to wrap it up, guys. Say our tearful goodbyes. Hopefully we can talk to y'all in the mainstream on chat tomorrow. But for now, good night, and thanks a lot.
Have a good night, guys.